Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lunarly Chats, where I bring you the craziest stories all around the internet and we discuss it, we talk about it. So, I hope you have a beverage of choice ready. I know I've got mine, and let's get it started. Today's story is a bit of a crazy one, but I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. We have everything. It's a wedding situation, there's a proposal that got interrupted. I haven't read it yet, I just got the gist of it because I really want to capture my full reaction in real time. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. And the title of today's story is Am I the Asshole for Stopping My Cousin's Wedding Proposal? I think that there are a few situations where you could be the asshole, and then there are a few situations where you wouldn't be the asshole. Like, for example, if it was like a gathering, dinner, brunch, whatever, and then your cousin is proposing and you stop it, like that wouldn't be okay. But if it's on your wedding or it's like an event that like your birthday, I guess even a birthday would be fine. It's a bit tricky, but let's get into the story and see what exactly we're talking about here. I, 27 female, just got married to the love of my life, Jacob, 30 male, this past weekend. My cousin Patrick, 34 male, has always been immature, selfish, and rudely forthright. For as long as I can remember, he has never failed to make birthday parties, not his own, holidays, and other occasions all about him. The adults in the family have always shown him favoritism, and this has over time spoiled and enabled him. A week before the wedding, he called to let me know that he was going to propose to his longtime girlfriend during the reception. He didn't even ask, just stated that it was going to happen. Like I had no choice in the matter. Wow. It's literally her wedding, and he's calling her to let her know, listen here, it's gonna be my time to shine. Anyways, this infuriated me, but I calmly told him not to go through with it. When he asked why, I said that I did not want attention to be deviated away from me and my husband on our special day. This did not go over well, and soon after he began yelling at me. He even went as far as calling me a selfish bitch and then hung up on me. Later that day, I received multiple angry phone calls from our parents saying that I was being selfish and unreasonable. Which is absolutely insane. Like, I don't understand how is she being unreasonable. I don't know how, who contributed to the wedding, if the parents contributed to the wedding, but at the end of the day, like, it's her wedding. He did not contribute anything, and now he's trying to share the spotlight with the bride and groom. Like, why don't he just, make his own event and then propose to his girlfriend? Why must it be during her special day that she's been planning and preparing for? Anyways, back to the story. I explained to them at the end of the day, it was my wedding day, and it was my decision if I wanted the proposal to take place. This angered many, with some family members going as far as deciding not to attend. Honestly, I feel like that's a total win. OP did not need this kind of energy in her wedding, so if family members want to be completely disrespectful and not even want to try and see where she's coming from, then throw the whole family away, honestly. I assumed that Patrick was going to make a no-show, but to my surprise, he texted me saying that he'd show up anyways. I knew that he was going to go against my wishes and carry on with the proposal, since in the past, he's caused a lot of drama at other family functions. So I concocted a plan and showed a picture of Patrick to the live band that I hired for the reception. I even paid them extra. This is absolutely so petty, and I'm so here for it. I love it. I even paid them extra with the request to stop playing should Patrick ever try to make a speech. I informed the other cousins about my plan, and they were all supportive since they knew Patrick's antics all too well and were just as fed up with his ridiculous behavior. At least the cousins were all banding together, The cousins, yeah. The day was finally here, and Patrick arrived with his girlfriend and his parents. He was acting very cordial for once, but I was not fooled. After the maid of honor and best man speeches, I noticed Patrick getting up from his seat and making his way towards the stage. And just like that, the band started to play. I smiled, grabbed my husband, and rushed towards the dance floor. Everyone else joined in, and it looked as though Patrick's actions went unnoticed. He made 3 more attempts, which were shut down immediately with loud music. Some of the cousins even blocked his path, telling him to just cut it out. He looked more and more angry as the night progressed, and eventually grabbed his girlfriend's hand and stormed out of the venue. As I watched him leave, I laughed out loud and had a blast for the rest of the night with family and friends. I woke up the next morning to more angry text messages and voicemails, which I ignored. I decided to not engage in the drama and just enjoyed my honeymoon with my husband. So am I the asshole? Absolutely not. You are not the asshole. Your cousin is way out of pocket. And it seems like he really goes out of his way to make everybody else really upset. And the worst part is that other family members, like you said, they engage him. They allow it, and they allow it to carry on. They spoil him. So I think you did the right thing. I feel like you should have just uninvited everybody, but that's just that's just me choosing violence. But yeah, I think you handled it well. It wasn't a direct confrontation. I think you did it quite elegantly, I'm gonna say. So yeah, well done. What do you guys think about this? How do you think you should have handled it? I think it was perfect, but I'd love to know what you think. But that's not the end of the story. Apparently there's an edit, and OP says, I am reposting this because AITA didn't allow me to post it. I had many edits which exceeded the word count. I am having doubts if I truly am the asshole or not, since I've got no contact from both Patrick and family members that took his side. They can't stand me now, and the voicemails I received from those selected few were hurtful to say the least. I'm struggling and weighing this whole thing out, wondering if I really am an asshole. But most of you are kind and giving me so much needed reassurance. Reddit on Wiki is one of my all-time favorite podcasts. To clarify some of your questions, I didn't retract Patrick's invitation because I wanted to avoid as much drama as possible. Knowing my cousin, if I hadn't invited him, he would have caused an even bigger scene at the entrance, church, or after the wedding to get back at me, since he's done similar things in the past. But I guess it doesn't matter now since we've gone no contact. Those advising to cause a scene at his wedding? Hilarious, granted, but I would never do that. Also, I am uninvited. He's hosting an engagement party in the near future and has explicitly uninvited me to that as well. My parents have always supported me, but unfortunately they took part in enabling Patrick growing up. They really love and admire him and were angry with my decision at first. But after witnessing his behavior at their own daughter's wedding, I think that's when reason kicked in and they overall agreed with my decision. Thank you to those who commented kind words and gave their congratulations. It's so sad, man. The fact that even the parents at first were like, no, you're the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole for not wanting somebody to take away the spotlight. Like, I understand for a lot of people it's such a big deal to them. I personally wouldn't care, and I know it's a shocker. A lot of people talk about this and it's such a big deal, but I don't mind as much that, it's not all about me. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like weddings and all of these things, it's essentially for other people. It's not really for you, because if it was really for you, you would just take that money and do something by yourself with your significant other, instead of just hosting this big party and wasting all this money on food and all this other stuff. I feel like if it was really like, it's for me, it's my thing, it's my day, there's so many other things you could do with that massive amount of money. Weddings are supposed to be about other people, but it gets tricky when one person decides that no, it's going to be all about them. Like in this case, Patrick here is trying to make the whole thing about himself, and it's really not. It's kind of defeating the purpose of the whole event. And now for some of the comments. Thick Flair says, he's a ridiculous asshole. Fuck that guy. Beautiful Mask OX says, also, the family's just as big of assholes for wanting to support him, if this story is even true. Kroll30 says, how do you think an asshole is raised? By a pack of assholes. I agree, you can't be an asshole by yourself. SMC Ivor 1982 says, my brother-in-law decided to propose to his short-term girlfriend of 2 weeks before our wedding. We had been dating for 7 years at this point and engaged for 5 years, so we were really excited to finally go through with the wedding. We asked him to wait until after the wedding so they could have their own special time. Nope, he did it and then wanted to announce the engagement at our reception. What the hell? First of all, no. Second, no one in my family knows him and his girlfriend. We asked them to wait until after the wedding to make the announcement. After many arguments, they finally agreed, but act terribly the entire wedding weekend and then call everyone in the family on their way home from the wedding to announce the engagement. Unbelievable and so tacky. It's been 14 years and I'm still salty about it. Let's just say this was the tip of the iceberg with brother-in-law's narcissistic behavior. Apparently this is a very common thing, and I've seen it before. It's actually quite sad when things like this happen. I've seen it happen in my own family. I just don't understand how people behave this way. It's not a competition. Why can't you just be happy for other people and just let it go? But anyways, what do you guys think about this? I'd love to know your thoughts. Have you ever proposed or made a big announcement at someone else's special event, wedding, anniversary, birthday? And how do you feel about it? How do you feel about people that do that? How the jaw situation turned out? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait for next time. I had such a great time, and I hope you enjoyed yourself as well.